Good evening YouTube, it's Hannah from Smaugish here, and this, I don't know, this might be a long one, so if you want to go and get a cup of tea, pause this video here and go get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. I have a bottle of water if I need it, but yeah, I just wanted to do a quick sort of video with a few updates, some recent news, some potentially exciting things. So yeah, how have you been? How are things? Things with me are, they're actually pretty good. They were shitty for a while, they were really crap for a while, but they are back to being pretty good. And I'm trying to think what order I should talk about things. Coming up, I've just booked another tattoo with Sophie Annison. She did my badger and she did my magpie tattoo back in Halloween of last year. She's been posting loads of like flash that she wants to do on her Instagram, and there was one that I just really wanted, but I kind of said, right, I need to have a reason to do this, to get this tattoo. And then the thing I'm talking about kind of happened. I thought, right, that's the meaning behind the tattoo. It goes perfectly. It's going to be a death's head moth, and it's got some flowers. She's going to do it in colour. She does amazing colour, and it's her normal sort of, I would say it's like neo-trad sort of style. She's going to do it, I'm thinking I want it below my knee. I've kind of got a bit of a tattoo theme going on. I know I haven't had anything on my left leg for ages, but my left leg is going to be like black, grey and like red. It's going to be the theme. And so my right leg is going to be like my colour tattoos, so I'm going to get it there. I mean, if she's, depending on the colour that she's talking about, it might be on my left leg. I just haven't decided yet. So yeah, that's what I'm going to have. I've got that booked in for the 1st of August, so start my summer holidays with the tattoo. And oh, has anyone else been dying in this heat? I really hope it's not quite this hot, because I think that would be horrific for healing a tattoo. But I think I'm going to order some Sanoderm, or Dermalyze, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to heal it that way. But yeah, so that's a little bit of thing. So I guess I'm kind of getting all tongue-tied here. I guess the main point of this video is I talk about my job. Now, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I am a primary school teacher. This is my 2nd year of teaching after my training, so I was an NQT last year, and this is my first fully fledged, on my own, qualified, completely signed off year teaching. I was in year 4 last year and I'm in year 4 this year. And the school that I'm at, obviously I'm not going to like say names or locations or anything. The school that I'm at right now, I love it. It is such a nice little school. Quite lucky we have capped class sizes, so no class is larger than 25. I'm really good friends with all the people that I work with. They're a really lovely bunch of people. You couldn't ask for better people, and I mean teachers, TAs, caretakers, everyone, people in the office, they're so lovely. And actually, especially the team I've sort of been working with this year especially, are really great. We've got on really well. But I kind of started to feel around Christmas, actually, I just wanted another challenge. I was a bit worried that because where I'm working now is so lovely and everyone's so nice, I was gonna I could feel myself getting stuck in a rut. And the other problem is, because I work with such a talented, lovely bunch of people, there's nowhere for me to go, and like there's nowhere to really progress in my career. So I took the plunge and I applied for other jobs. And there were a few that I really wanted, but I didn't get them, obviously. I got some really good feedback, I got some not so great feedback. And then there was another job and it came up, and I kind of applied for it just on the off chance. And I thought, well, why not? And I went to the interview not knowing anything like what to expect at all, because it's an independent school, it's a faith school, but the culture and faith is like completely different to my own. So I had no idea what to expect, but I really like the school, I really like the children. And then I sort of had my interview after I did my, like, because when you go for a teaching interview, obviously you get observed teaching a short bit of a lesson, and I was pretty much offered the job on the spot. So had a new job, handed in my notice, signed my contract, great. I found out within the last week or so that actually this job is going to be temporary. It's only going to be for a year, various reasons. The biggest reason is the school is closing, but yeah, so I'm only going to have this job for a year. And I was a bit like, oh my god, what do I do now? Like, I've handed in my notice, they've replaced me at my current job, I've signed my contract, I'm going to have to go through this whole process of trying to find another job again. And I've spoken to various people, like Pete's mum is an ex-head teacher, my mum works at school, I have lots of friends that work in and around schools, and everyone said, look, I don't owe anything to this new school, I go there, if I don't like it, I can hand my notice in, work my notice, find something else, or I can use it as an experience, something to boost on my CV, because obviously it's an independent school, it's very high achieving, I've got a coordinator role that's going to be quite a lot of work, but I think it's quite good at my stage in the career that I've been given this role. So yeah, see it as an experience, I'm getting paid more, and yeah, just see it as a challenge, see it as getting lots of experience, see it as a positive. And then the more I was thinking about it, the more I thought, I think this might be a sign, because I think everything happens for a reason. I'm one of those people, and I've been talking to my therapist. You know, I go to counselling. I need to do things for me, and I need to put myself first. She says I need to be more selfish, but it's, you know, like self-love, self-care, not self-interested, but you know what I mean. I deserve more, and I need to treat myself such. And back, you know, we've spoken about a few things a while ago, and Pete's always said to me, look, you have to do what's right for you, and I have to do what's right for me, and he will support me, whatever. So I've made the kind of crazy decision that I want to go back to university. I already have a degree, obviously, because I'm a teacher, you need to have a degree. I also already have a master's degree. I went and I did a master's degree, so my first degree, my bachelor's, my BA, is in English literature, and my master's degree is in medieval studies. So like medieval literature and history. I think it's essentially GCSE standard Latin and you know, all those kind of things. And my dissertation was on heroic literature and masculinity and swords and Arthur and Beowulf and all those kind of things, which is really interesting. But I also have an academic as well as other interest in Gothic literature, Victorian horror, supernatural, death culture, spiritualism, all those kinds of things. So I have decided that I am going to use the next year, my new job, as 1 year, as basically a money saver. I'm going to save like mad. Obviously I'm being paid more. I'm having further to travel though, but I'm going to save as much money as I possibly can, and I'm going to relocate to Manchester and do a second master's degree in Gothic literature. And why Manchester is because at Manchester Metropolitan University they have the Centre for Gothic Studies, and it's literally like a centre, an academic centre, and they do symposiums and they have their own journal and all sorts of things, and you know, some really awesome academics are there, and they have a master's degree specialising in Gothic literature, the rise of the Gothic, I think it's like Victorian Gothic and then post-millennial Gothic are the 3 modules. And at this, obviously it's a long way off, and I don't know, I have various ideas of what I'd like my eventual like area of research and things to be, but I want to do a PhD. after this master's degree, combining my medieval studies and my Gothic studies. So anyway, I wrote an email to one of the academics there, and I got a really amazingly positive response. So I'm kind of feeling quite excited about it, and I have no qualms of going back into halls if necessary, but I also have my best friend, if you remember, he came to visit me last year. He lives up there, so we could share a flat and things like that, or a house, and yeah, I'm feeling really excited about it. Yeah, I've got no qualms of going back into halls if necessary, and I'm hoping, I've got savings, I've got quite a lot of savings, but that's really like house deposit savings, so I can dip into it a little bit, but I don't want to dip into it too much. But yeah, I'm going to try and save as much money as possible so I can pay for my fees, and I can pay a massive chunk of rent up front, all those kind of things. So yeah, I am feeling really positive, and it's scary, and there's a lot of things I have to like consider and take into consideration. But yeah, so that's why recently I have been going a bit mad on Amazon with used books and in charity shops, because I have bought myself two more copies of Frankenstein and Dracula. These are like obviously second-hand copies that I can scribble all over. So I'm gonna start to do my reading now, as much reading as I can, so that I'm ready. I've also I've got a couple more of these coming, but these are about £3 each on Amazon, which is amazing. So I've got In a Glass Darkly, which is a collection of short stories and novellas by Sheridan Le Fanu. It has Carmilla in here, it has The Familiar, it has it has loads of his works. I have The Castle of Otranto, which also has Vathek and Nightmare Abbey by Horace Walpole, who he actually built Strawberry House, which is, massive Gothic house in London. But this is kind of seen as like the original and first real Gothic romance, The Castle of Otranto, so I've got that. I've got The Monk by Matthew Lewis, which came before Walpole's Castle of Otranto, but I've read quite a few of these before, because in my undergraduate degree I did a module on romanticism, and obviously like a lot of these come under that. So The Monk by Matthew Lewis, this is really good. It's really like shocking, but yeah, it's really good. And the other one I got is The Italian by Anne Radcliffe. I've got another couple of books coming. I also bought The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I've never actually read this. I got this in a charity shop near where I live. You might have seen in my vlog, I mentioned it from this weekend. There's a charity bookshop that specifically sells books, so I went in there and had a look, and I picked up quite a few of these. So yeah, but I've never read this, but I thought, because it's got Victorian psychological horror and stuff, so it might be good. Also, of course, Stevenson, Jekyll and Hyde. It also has other things in here, which might be good, but yeah. Because one of my potential interests is like the monstrous and things like that. I've also got a few other things. Some of these are like self-help books I've read. I'm reading The Monster Show, which is a cultural history of horror. This is more about like horror in film. But this was a Christmas present from my brother and sister-in-law, but I thought this might actually be useful to talk about cultural history. I'm part way through this. I'm on chapter 5 now. I'm really enjoying it so far. I also bought this today. It's Dracula Rise of the Beast, and it's basically an anthology of 5 stories of like modern authors doing like their own accounts of the Dracula story and things. Then I have a few more up on my shelf, but I have a few, like, how do you say it? Critical texts. So I've got Gothic literature. It's like York Notes book by Sue Chaplin. It has lots of little essays in. I've also got The Gothic by David Punter and Glenys Byron, which again has got a collection of essays and different chapters on different things. I think I've got a routledge guide, you know, lots of things, and a book that I don't know where I've put it, but I'm reading at the moment and it's just really, really good. It's called On Monsters. It's by Stephen Asma, I think he's called. So yeah, all systems go. Doing some reading. Obviously I'm going to be doing like my actual job as well, but I'm hoping to do lots of reading over the summer and continue to talk to the institution and, you know, get advice on how to go about applying and everything. But yeah, so that is my rather exciting life news update, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I am really, really excited. So let me know what you think. Have you ever thought about going back to uni or going back to study? Do you have a postgraduate degree? Would you ever want to do a PhD, and what would you do it in? Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.